How's everybody doing today? Sorry, I'm a little shaky in the screen, not in the body. We got a discussion to happen. And I kind of want to just, because I'm hitting buttons, let's not make you guys dizzy. 13% battery. That's great. So as you know, earlier today I was a little bit on the frustrated side. And not for anything really bad. I gotta preface something. The enemy in the atmosphere. Take my hands off the table. Is not happy. Is not happy because they know that the divine is happening. They know that the reality of life has just been shifted to spirituality. I'm going to give you guys a history lesson. Now I can read right here in the Word. I'll take you to Psalms 1 through 3. The full Psalms. Not just Psalm 1, 1 through 3. No, it's Psalm 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. Psalms 1, Psalms 2, and Psalms 3. Because sometimes that needs to be clarified to people. Jesse too, huh? See everything in the plates. It's great. New Hampshire's awesome. They got signs and wisdom. It's amazing how, people get their vanity plates. I mean, we were driving up yesterday to Kingdom Awakening. And we were right behind the blue RAV4. Have faith. Letter 8 in it. It's amazing. So as I go to read this stuff to you and explain, you might hear the dog bark. You might hear the neighbor upstairs stomping their feet like crazy. You don't want to listen to me. And those are the distractions in life. Because I'm a distracting person. Yes, I am. Now, I've been walking in the angel of light on purpose for a while now. I'm down here specifically to do things. Stir up a ruckus. Be reckless in love. Because I love everybody. Don't get it twisted in both entities. Don't think I never followed God, because if you call me out and say I never followed God before, I'll rain down fire. Not physically. I'll pray over it. And He answers my prayers. And I usually pray for good things. But when I pray for bad things, they happen too. Angel of light, or variants thereof, may refer to Lucifer, also known as the angel of light. The most powerful angel, seraphim. The highest angelic class they are as a caretaker of God's throne and continuously sing praises to God. Holy, holy, holy. Now I talked about this in one of my stories. So we'll skip that one. Talked about it being the worship teams calling me out of the darkness, calling me into light. But when you call them into light, I gotta be a bit of a dick for a little while. Because there's a lot of bad things happening throughout the world that Who is Lucifer's angel? Many Christians believe that the devil was once a beautiful angel named Lucifer, who defied God and fell from grace. I look like I fell from grace, didn't I? But Grace is laying down on the ground. She's relaxing. She's chill. I bring the peace to the house. The assumption that he is a fallen angel is often based on the book of Isaiah. It is. Book of Isaiah in the Bible, which says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" Good morning, good morning. The devil, origin, Bible, Lucifer, history, can disguise himself as an angel of light. Blessed be that he is. As explained the other day, my mother used to, my neighbors and everyone who loved me as a kid would call me an angel, but my mother said, no, he's the devil. She gave you the truth. Punch buggy, no punchback. What's your plate say? I bet you got a 91 on it. Nope. But that's just me. I get distracted and I go look for things like that. I look for signs. It drives her nuts. Because he talks to me and everything. What is God's light? In theology, here we go. Divine light, also called divine radiance. A lot of white vehicles going by. I feel like I'm on my white horse and chariot. But in theology, divine light, also called divine radiance or divine refulgence, is an aspect of divine presence, specifically an unknown and mysterious ability of angels or human beings to express themselves communicatively through spiritual means, rather than through physical capacities. Now, I get to go ahead and do it through physical capacities as well, and I get to try to explain them to you so that you have an understanding that this stuff is real and not false. Because there are a lot of false prophets in the world. A lot of them. And the team is working together and everybody's doing their thing, and my apostles all around the world, because it isn't just one house. They're everywhere. And they're working in the divinity of God. Everywhere. 7.8 billion people. 12 people can't do it all. Gotta feed 5,000. Gotta feed way more than that. So, as I read through further, because I just gave you God's light, now, who was God's first angel? God's first angel, Daniel, is the first biblical figure to refer to an individual, refer to individual angels by name, mentioning Gabriel, God's primary messenger. Thank you, Gabriel. Him and I, we hung out on the mountaintop. In Daniel 9:21, and Michael, the holy fighter. Thank you, Michael. You're a wonderful attorney. In Daniel 10:13. These angels are part of Daniel's apocalyptic visions and are an important part of all apocalyptic literature. Now, I'm going to warn you all, your power grid's about to go out. Oh, it's about to go out. Water's table's going down over there, down at the Hoover Dam. It would behoove you to listen to my messages. It ain't raining. It ain't filling. It ain't. And all these man-made quarries that are, being mined, sucking up all the water in the atmosphere. You're filling up the bottom of these ravines, these holes, these quarries, these reservoirs. You're making them. That's awesome. Man-made. Army Corps of Engineers, I thank you. Thank you. Echelons. Essays. But we gotta stop. If you want to survive more. It ain't in my hands. This is in his hands. I'm just your messenger. I'm your dark knight. Living in the light. So who is God's right-hand angel? Ooh, Uriel means God is my light, or light of God. He is depicted holding a sword in his right hand and a big ball of fire in his left. And last night, I was at the church and I was using my Reiki. And in the spiritual realm, while I'm in a small four-corner box, as the pastor is preaching divinely, I'm in the back of the room, building up my fireball, building up my strength in my heart, because God works through me. God is me. And nobody wants to believe it because you're heathens. And if you believe in the blasphemy of it, it makes you a heathen. So I'm going to live the heathenist life with you for a minute, because I'm no different than you are. I'm still flesh. I'm just a man. Easy now, pups. It's getting exciting now. So as we go through the explanation, Uriel means God is my light, or light of God. He is depicted holding a sword in his right hand and a flame in his left. Who are the fallen seven angels? The fallen seven angels named are entities, from both Christian and pagan mythology, such as Moloch, Chemosh, Dagon, Belial, Beelzebub, fucking hate you, and Satan himself. Beelzebub's been baptizing for money. You gotta pay to get baptized. I understand the tithing, I do, but we tithe in certain purposes. But if somebody wants to come to the kingdom of heaven and they want to be baptized, like a full baptismal, like later on in life, the second one, not that fake first one, the Christian thing, christening type deal. No, like a real baptism, like you feel God running through you. Don't go to Beelzebub. Following the canonical Christian narrative, Satan convinces other angels to live free from the laws of God. Thereupon they are cast out of heaven. Now this church, after they hear these things, they ain't gonna let me come back to the doors. They're gonna say, Lucifer ain't coming into our house. You should be honored that Lucifer even walked into your house. Jesus touched my shoulder and said, "What's up, bro?" Love it. Keep preaching to the children, brother. Keep preaching to the children. You're an amazing pastor. Pastor Ryan, I love you, bro. I love you. And I have a feeling that's why Pastor Bobby's jealous, because he knows that you're Jesus in the living wakingness of our life right now. You even have it, Son of a King, on your damn Facebook page. Thank you very much, Mr. TikTok. Mr. TikTok. Who is Lucifer's wife? Lucifer had a wife? Lilith appears in Has-Been Hotel. She's the ex-wife, first wife of Adam, first husband, wife of Lucifer, queen of hell, and mother of Charlie. She's got a wrath to her, man. You know, I've been, 3 of them. I went from one. She had the black rose of a tattoo. She had ex-boyfriends commit suicide. She had another one of crack attack. She had another one turn gay on her. She had to get that tattoo covered up, and you could still see Christ right on it. It's like she just blocked out Christ. Sorry, Robbie. You're a good man. Thanks for locking eyes with me yesterday. You're a man of God. Your whole family is, honestly. Your whole family. And those are just trial days. I apologize. That caused a lot of strife within your family. I'm sorry. You got a great brother. You know, he's happily married now, and he's got a good life. There's nothing wrong with experimentation. There really isn't. Here I am. Satan convinces other angels to live free from the laws of God. So all you motherfucking homophobes out there can suck a dick. I can say that because I'm Lucifer in the moment. It's awesome. Awesome. She told me no video. She said, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm like, I had to. I just go against the will. I go against her will. I go against the will of man. I do what God tells me to do. And she'll say, that's not God talking. I say, yeah, it is. Yeah, Son of Man, God, here on earth. I'll mock all of you because fuck you. I apologize. It was very rude, very insensitive, and don't let children watch this. Please, don't. Keep preaching to them about Jesus. Don't preach to them about Lucifer. Nobody wants to know the stories of Lucifer. But I got to speak to you guys as adults. I got to speak, the adolescents are my generation. I get from the age of 13 all the way to 35. It's a beautiful thing. That's why I love Pastor Clark so much. He's got that drive to him. He's a vessel with a voice. Oh, yes, he is. You know, and he daps it up powerfully. Powerfully. It's a straight up in there. It's an amazing thing. Get in there. Get close. Same thing with Pastor Brigham. That's my brother. That's my brother. I see a brother in him. He's a James. Oh, he's a Peter of his own way. He ain't sleeping. Oh, no way. No way. He ain't asleep. He sees me right away. He knows I got to live this moment. He knows I got to get through it. And I'm getting through it. I'm being cheered on from the back burners. I am. I'm being cheered on behind the scenes. And I'm thankful. Thankful. Because I really have to open the eyes of those who their sins are just way too dark within them. And they don't know how to get rid of their resentment, their pride, their strife, their envy. Oh, everything that goes through. Everything. Through and through. Satan's got a sister? Cool. What we got? Satan's Sister, 1925 British silent adventure film directed Paul. I ain't believing that one. A Romance of the Bahamas. Oh, I hope it wasn't that dolphin. Who is the king of all demons? Asmodeus. Hebrew, Ashmedai. In Jewish language, the king of demons. According to the apocryphal book of Tibet, Asmodeus is smitten with love for Sarah, Abraham, so you guys know, the daughter of Regal, killed her 7 successive husbands of their wedding night. I think I figured out who my ex-wife was in the book. Anyways, is Michael Lucifer's brother. Tom Ellis portrays Michael in the 5th season of whatever. Twin brother of Lucifer Morningstar. Ironically, I have a brother who's a year older than me. He looks like he could be Lucifer, but he's an angel of God. honestly. He's out there in California. He doesn't, he does his life. I didn't even know he existed. His name's Gary. It's awesome. But he is a leader in the addiction counseling world of oh, Addiction Centers for America. I believe it is what it is, and that's amazing. That's amazing. He's like up in the leaderboard up there. It's amazing. And if he isn't, he better be. Oh, he better be. He's got a great family, got a wife and a couple kids. I'm kind of jealous of his tattoos. He's got flames. He's got, I just see it. I see it. But, for some reason, I don't want to put flames on my body. It's just not me. It ain't. No, I like having Son of Man. I like having my Holy Spirit. I love having my sword. And I love having, I pledge allegiance. If I could do one big giant flag, I would. But I pledge allegiance for every nation across the world. But I do got my lotus flower. And I got my demons that are going to go on my back. And I showed you those before. Who is God's destroyer? Let's see who's going to try to kick my ass. Abaddon. In Revelation 9:11, Abaddon is described as destroyer, the angel of the abyss, and as the king of a plague of locusts resembling horses with crowned human faces. Women's hair, lion's teeth, wings, iron breastplates, and a tail with a scorpion stinger that torments for 5 months anyone who does not have the seal. Abaddon. Now, I've been looking for Abaddon. I know where Abaddon is. I know who Abaddon is. Oh, Pastor Bob, you're done with Abaddon. The look in your eyes yesterday when I said that I want to take that demon out of you, you got offended by that, and you said, you know what? That was your response. You're going to what? And you stepped into me. In the church, you're a pastor. Your demon stepped into me. I stepped back and said, hey, no, I love you. That's not what I meant by that. I meant it's a demon within you. Because I see through all sin, you fuckhead. You're younger than me. And I'm a public figure too. Even though I'm going through it, I'm going through this warfare on purpose. Because God said so. He's got everybody on timeout. You're going to have a sit down with Father. Because your pride and your prejudice is a problem in the church. Wake that one up. Blow smoke up that ass. Who was the first woman? It's been reprinted several times, 21st century. Lilith, the legend of the first woman, is the 19th century rendition of the old rabbinical legend of Lilith, the first woman whose life story was dropped unrecorded from the early world. Unrecorded. Nobody knows who Lilith is, but it's a beautiful name, right? She actually drew the... Did she draw the flower? No, she drew the shield. She drew the shield. I had a Lilith and I had a Monty. I had a Chris and a Lilith. Chris was the Antichrist that came to goodness as a young kid. He's the one who, when we were locked up over in Middleton, said, you're a good guy, I want to hang out with you. But he didn't end up hanging out with me. He went and hung out with Life and Blessed out on the floor. And when he came to me that night when we were up at the hospital, that I checked myself in voluntarily in for God's good grace, because, we healed the lame while we were there. It was nice. He had a breakthrough. And I love it. Because he came to me at 2 in the morning. I was sitting at the table, and I said, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. We had a good discussion, a long talk, because he was falling down the rabbit hole. I'm there to pick my brothers and sisters up who fall to addiction. I am. I'm there. I'm there to pick my brothers and sisters up who have anger and hatred in their heart and frustration for the world. Now, right now, I'm displaying what some frustrations are out there. Or earlier today I was in my stories. Where are we next? Satan spawn. Let's see what we got here. Oh. No, nothing important. What was Lucifer's plan? After God the Father presented this plan, Lucifer volunteered to save mankind by taking away man's agency. Nobody would be able to fail the test, and so Lucifer claimed everyone would be able to return to the presence of Heavenly Father. Because, you all have been praising Jesus, but did you forget about God? Forget about the Heavenly Father, which is Jesus. Don't worry about it. It is. Now you're starting to get confused because there's two sides to every story, right? They're going to act crazy now. They're going to get it. Who's the king of all kings? Oh, the title king of all kings was prominently used as Achaemenid, Achaemenid, Persian kings, such as Darius the Great. The full titulature of Darius was Great King, King of Kings, King of Fars, King of the Countries, Astapes' son, Arsames' grandson, and Achaemenid. Didn't mean much to me. Good for him. Is God the destroyer? Shiva is known as the destroyer within the Trimurti. The Hindu trinity that includes Brahma and Vishnu. In the Shaivite tradition, Shiva is a supreme lord who creates, protects, and transforms the universe. Who's the angel of death in the Bible? Before the creation of man, Azrael proved to be the only angel brave enough to go down to earth and face the hordes of his Iblis, the devil, in order to bring God the materials needed to make man. Now, I'm still waiting on my paperwork to start this new job as a building materials distributor. Fortnite, right? Let's play with Fortnite. It's 14 days. In order to bring God the materials needed to make man, for this service he was made the angel of death and given a register of all mankind. Oh, of all mankind. So I get to play every single role in every moment, but right in front of you, you only see me, one man, son of king, son of God. Is God the creator and destroyer? That's a good question. The god Shiva is part of the Hindu trinity along with Vishnu and Brahma. He is considered to be everything by those who worship him, creator, preserver, and destroyer, in pictures and sculptures. Shiva is represented as Lord of the Dance, who controls the movement of the universe. Suck it. What is God's plan of agency? According to the LDS Church doctrine, God proposed a plan whereby further progression could take place, a plan of salvation. Tommy, thank you, brother. Since agency would allow all people to fall in sin, a Savior was necessary to atone for the sins of each person so that they could return to live with God. Honestly, Abaddon just keeps coming across my mind and I just want to wipe the floor with him. Oh, cast that demon. He needs a baptism. Who's the king of rap? Eminem. True story. True story. He's been crowned the king of hip hop by Rolling Stone. And I tell you, he's been blessing me through life. It's amazing. Who is called Lord of Lords? Oh, maybe a title of God used in Deuteronomy 10:17 and Psalm 136:3. A title of Jesus is used in 1 Timothy 6:15, Revelation 17:14, and Revelation 19:16. So to answer your question, Jesus is Lord of Lords, King of Kings. A lot of white cars driving by. That one looked exactly like my father-in-law's truck. Different license plate. Leaving now. Thank you, babe. She went to the beach while I had to do God's work. And the lions are sleeping. So I'm thankful that I can rest in the den and read to you from Psalms 1. The way of the righteous and the end of the ungodly. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in his law, his law, he meditates day and night. And my God, yes I do. Yes I do. All day, all night. I love it. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings forth its fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither. And whatever he does shall prosper. Another way one. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous. I do. But the way of the ungodly shall perish. Now the Father King, the senior pastor who's so blessed in life, and his divine messages have been calling me out of darkness for the past few years, while I was protecting his church years before that. He's not home right now. He's on his 7-year sabbatical, and I'm at the end of my 7 years. So when he goes away, the devil comes to play. And the ways of the ungodly will perish. So that when he comes back, he knows that his 12 are full and ready and equipped to take